Hey, what's up? On this episode from the Cheap Seats, we're going to talk about the first week of OTAs that are in the books. And we're also going to dive a little bit into the comments that Will Levis made and some other musings surrounding the Tennessee Titans. So make sure you stay tuned, stay locked in. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Bonafide, and this is From the Cheap Seats, a podcast all about the Tennessee Titans, but from a fan's perspective. So, we're back once again, taking another week off. You know, we love to take breaks on the holidays, or at least I do. I'll take a break on a holiday in a minute. But we're back. It's your boy Bonafide, and I'm always joined by the illustrious, stupendous chef debonair himself, young Trejin Watkins. What's up, Big Trey? What's going on, baby?
What's going on, man?
How you been?
Hey, man. Had a good little week. Nice little weekend. Grilled today.
Okay.
Capping it off with some nice ice cream, man. So
I always got to cap it off with a nice dessert. You know what I'm saying? Again, we might have to research why people of African American descent always need a little something sweet after they eat. You know, because it always kills me, man. All right, man. Let's jump into this thing, man. As my pastor always says, we're not gonna be before you very long.
we're not gonna keep you here very long.
We're not gonna keep you here very long. But OTAs happened this week, man, and the overarching message coming out of OTAs is that the Cam Ward hype train has left the station and is full steam ahead down the track. Like, first of all, I want to give a shout out to the Titans social media team because they finally been putting out content of Cam Ward and OTA. Now, some of these clips are the best check down passes I've ever seen in my entire life.
No.
I fully believe that Cam is a Hall of Famer just off of these three throws that I've seen. But and I think, you know, obviously you got the whole sports media. They are providing their updates. Like, obviously I follow Teron Davenport. I know you do too. He gives like some really good synopsises of Cam. But I think two of the practices were open and then one of them was closed. So the most recent one that I think was on last week was closed. And Jim White, he's got an article on TitansOnline.com, and he said that for the most part, Ward was slinging that thing. He went 8 of 10 in his first 7 of 7 period. He was killing it to Gunnar Helm. I remember Teron said, and I think he was talking to Buck Rising on his show, but Teron was like trying to look and see how Ward was commanding the huddle and things like that. And, you know, at one point in time, I think during the practice, Ward pulled Van Jefferson over and was kind of like showing him some stuff about, I guess, how he likes to get out in his breaks and what he's looking for. And Van was showing him stuff too. So, yeah, man, looks like Mr. Ward is acclimating himself very well to the Tennessee Titans' #1 spot. What you been seeing? What you did? I know it's OTA, so we don't really track them like that. But what you been seeing on the interwebs, my brother?
Mostly the same. Mostly the same. Cam Ward was pretty sharp in 7-on-7 sessions. That's about it, though. I mean, we can't really judge a whole bunch since they're all in t-shirts and shorts and whatever.
Like they're not even hitting each other yet.
Not even hitting each other, and I'm not sure they're doing 11 on 11 yet, but
that might be this week though. This might
be this week. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, once we get into that, once we get to mini camp, then camp, training camp in July, we'll get a better idea. Right now, though, it's just fanfic, man.
Yeah, you know, it's just something. As I said, a young Jay-Z and a previously sane Kanye West say, it gets the people going. Yeah. So I mean, now I don't know if you saw it, but like, what is the one thing that we always complain about as Titans fans? Not getting enough national media
content.
Yeah, not getting that. Like, they don't respect it. I think we even talked about it on this. You know, Kyle Brandt went crazy, but there was this one throw. I don't know if you had a chance to see it.
The sidearm.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Man, let me tell you something. I don't think I've seen a Titans OTA tweet. The video was all of 5 seconds long, and it probably was only 3 seconds long, but they speed ramped it so you can get that good old slow-mo in that joint. They slowed it down from there, and man, look, shoot. Dove climbing, NFL notification, Ari Melvall, shoot, who else? It was just
everybody named Mama.
Everybody named Mama was retweeting that thing. So I don't think we're gonna be saying that too much more. But I think there was I think the only thing that I'm kind of really wanting to see here at OTAs, like I guess what Teron was kind of mentioning to Book, is like, does he have command of the offense? Does he have command of the huddle? Is he getting in and out of? Yeah, he's gonna make mistakes on it. Like we're not expecting him to be
perfect, of course.
Yeah. But does he have it? It looks like, and from what Teron observed, he said, it looks like he's got command of the huddle. I think even Dan Moore mentioned something about it as well too. So good news. I mean, I don't know how much stock we can put in, like to your point, like it's OTAs,
Yeah.
Like as fans, we scraping the bottom of the barrel looking for any type of content we can find about Cam Ward of the Tennessee Titans. You know who else is getting a lot of buzz, dog?
Who?
Xavier Restrepo. Now we knew
Yep.
he was.
Yeah, of course.
But I strongly think that he's going to make the roster, bro. And I'm not just saying
I
that because
think.
Yeah. I'm thinking and that's not this part of it. Let's be realistic. Part of it could be, hey, if the Titans want to make Cam as most comfortable as possible, they signed his leading receiver from a year ago. They got chemistry, but just based off of A, what we got in the wide receiver room, and B, what I've seen in these light video content, he looked the part. He looks fast. He looks, fast in that 4.5. And then we all know he was hurt when he did his 40, so that's why he ran a 4.8. But yeah, man, the hype is real when it comes to Xavier Restrepo. And I'll tell you one thing I noticed. I don't know if you noticed. Like, I follow the Titans on everything. Every IG post that the Titans post, Xavier Restrepo liking that joint.
Nope.
So he's doing everything he can, bro. He's not wasting any time. He's like, hey, man, if there's a piece of content out there, I'm liking it, dog. Liking it. So, and then, we got the other rookies and things like that. But again, it's like, it's OTAs. So, like, how much stock are you really putting into it? And is this really
not much? Like,
I guess the biggest thing that happens outside of Cam and all that is JC losing weight. And I heard somebody say something funny about that. Yeah, he's like down
a lot.
30 pounds, dog. 30 pounds.
Goodness.
You tell me, Trey. Is this a good thing or not? Because I heard some people were like, I heard some kind of comment, and then I was like, this is stupid. And it was probably from Jared Stillman, so this is why it's stupid. He said last year he was a right tackle playing left tackle, given his size. And now he's moving over to right tackle, but he's got a left tackle's body. So, like, you tell me, do you think the weight loss is good, given that Brian and Bill kind of directed him to play a little bit lighter?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily maybe a bad thing. It could be a good thing because heavy tackles, you got to have real quick feet,
right, and
some real good endurance to play at a heavy weight and play right tackle. Especially or not even just tackle, but playing in the trench. You got some real good feet and some underlying power that you don't have from working out and getting that strength. Right, you gotta have some good base power, man.
Right.
Which based on what Latham had at Alabama, he has good base power. He has good feet. It's just more so, is he going to be effective at right tackle? I think he will, because he was good at left tackle last year. It's just he ran into the rookie wall and had some inconsistency problems last year down the stretch, which happens to. And I know a lot of people get mad when offensive linemen, especially rookie offensive linemen, screw up. But this happens so many times to so many good offensive rookie offensive linemen.
Right.
That you just shouldn't be surprised by it anymore, man. So, like, it happens, and it happened to him. And I think he's going to be fine at right tackle. The real question is his little resume at left tackle. Will he be fine? But that's for another day. So.
Yeah. Hey. And the thing about it is that we're relying, like, I don't even know if it's fair. And I get what you're saying, because, yeah, I mean, Bill and Brian asked him to lose that weight. He dropped 33 because he mentioned, I think he was on Bussin' with the Boys. He mentioned that he was playing, he was trying, getting away with it at Alabama, playing that heavy. So now in the league, he thought he would get away with it. And then he hit that proverbial rookie wall, and his knees weren't doing as well as he wanted to be. So overall, I think he looks, he looks amazing. He looks like he
great.
dropped 30 pounds. Like he
he
dropped
does.
a toddler in pounds. Like he looks slimmer, things like that. Now, honestly, tell you the truth, we haven't seen a lot of, like, again, it's OTAs, but we haven't seen a lot of the other pieces around them. So like, I don't even recall, and this might be me, so I might not be the biggest Titans fan that I say I am, but I haven't seen any footage of Dan Moore or Peter or Zeitler or anything like that. I think Zeitler might have not been. No, I think the only person that was missing at OTAs was Jeffrey Simmons, and they didn't have a problem with him doing that. But blah 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 blah. So don't worry about that. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that I don't think we're putting a lot on Dan Moore. Now we pay him a lot of money, so hey, to the riches, goes the spoils. We require a lot out of him because they gave him like what, 80 mil.
Yeah, like 80. I think it's like 82 mil, man.
So but that's the biggest question mark. Like I know. Like, oh, you switching right tackle. They tried to solve the problem with one person, killing, two birds with one stone by moving JC back to right tackle, which I think he's probably going to excel at. I just, you can't do something for 2 years in a row. Like, how many years did he play right tackle at Alabama? Because I know they had Evan Neal there. So was it like 3 years or?
I think it was 3.
Yeah.
I can't remember now.
So yeah, you might have played left tackle in high school, and I think that bought him a lot of, I guess it got him a lot of grace. But I think going back to a position he played for 3 years, he kind of knows, he understands. It's almost like getting back on that bike. It's like, yeah, if you know how to ride a bicycle, yeah, you probably know how to ride a motorcycle. But sometimes you're gonna get some road rash on that motorcycle. So it looks like he's just stepping right back into the same road. But we were requiring a lot from Dan Moore. Like Dan Moore has to be good, he's got to be productive, and he's got to be consistent, and he's got to be healthy. Like all those things have to click. Like at the end of the year when we're doing this podcast after we won the Super Bowl with Cam as a rookie, we gotta be able to say, man, Dan Moore was right, just what we needed, dog. Just what
we can only dream, man.
Yeah,
only dream.
Yeah, one can only dream. Y'all don't believe hype. I'm just hyping myself up. I know we're not winning this. If the Titans were somehow able to make the playoffs this year, I would consider that a success. I would consider it a success.
Overwhelming success, man.
Yeah. So I'm look, going to the Super Bowl, I'd be like, Lord, if we win that joint, Lord, take me now. You take me on up to glory. Because I done seen all that I needed to see. I done all I needed to do. But yeah, so that was like OTAs, like the like I haven't seen a lot of that, but you see the clips of the youngsters. Again, I think Gunnar Helm is going to be pretty. I think Gunnar Helm is going to be that secret. When we look back at the end of the season, we're like, man, Gunnar Helm was a dope pickup. Like, he really like. He was like good, like things like that, because he just looks the part. Now I know blocking is that, but I don't know how fast someone can get better at blocking, especially in OTAs. Like he hasn't seen contact in almost 6 months now. Like
Texas, something like that. Yep.
Yes, Texas' last game was in January, and then we're right here. It's now June, so what is it going to be like that? But I think he's going to be there. I think DK is probably going to be the one that doesn't make the most noise. I think, Alec Ayermano is getting all the hype as being the number that wide receiver that we've been looking for. I think Van Jefferson. Obviously, I didn't hear a lot about Tyler Lockett during OTAs.
I didn't either. Maybe he's not here. Maybe he is just not
maybe the team is just being selective about who they give content to. But
who knows?
You know who they give content to is a young Will Levis. But before we dive into Will Levis and his comments, get your merch, baby. Get your merch. Section240.com/shop. We got shirts. We got caps. We got sweaters. Get yourself some merch for the upcoming season. All right? Make sure you get your merch, man. Get your merch. to merch. All right. So, Will Levis, he made a comment, and I'm gonna find it because I don't want to misquote Will Levis on his.
Yeah, I'll find it
Before we absolutely destroy him. That's it. That's what it is. What is it? What is it say? I can't find it. Did you find it?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh, here it is. Yeah, we're paraphrasing, but Trey gonna find it there. He was like, he admits that his situation sucks, but he vows to make the most of his new role. And he says anybody that's ever been in his situation would agree that it sucks. I think I found the clip. I think I found the whole thing. He's like, yeah. He said anyone who ever been in my situation would agree that it sucks. He said that on Wednesday. He says, I'm just trying to do the best I can to not let it affect me and just being the same dude every day in the building, being there for the guys however I can, and just trying to get better every day. And then he talked about how he was working with Jordan Palmer. And he says, yeah, it was a lot of relearning my stroke, relearning my body, and trying to get back to the basics of that. And I feel like it's really paid off. I've been feeling good for the last couple of weeks right now. He went on to say, I haven't been a backup in a while, but I don't plan on shifting my mindset regardless of the situation is. I'm just going to be ready to play quarterback whenever my name is called. And he said that publicly in the media right here. So right now he's QB2. Like I think he's behind. Obviously, Brian Callahan didn't want to elaborate on it, but he's QB2 right now.
Yep.
Ward is taking a lot of the snaps, and I think they went as far as to say to let Tim Boyle take the first snaps of OTAs, like one of the first snaps. I think it went to Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen took the first snaps, threw the first pass, and it kind of threw everybody off. I think one of the reporters asked him, like, did you mean for that to happen? Or you trying to? He's like, we'll never know. Also, I don't think Nick Holtz likes Paul Kaharski that much. I'm just looking at that based off his interview that he did. He was like, yeah, Paul was answering the question. He was like, it's whatever you want it to be, Paul. Whatever you want it to be. So hearing those comments and reading that and knowing the situation we're in, what do you think happens with Levis? I mean, we think we're getting traded, but what do you think realistically is the plan for Levis this offseason, just going into training camp?
Yeah, going to training camp, I think he's going to get reps. I think he's going to get reps with the twos, of course. Because, honestly, I can't even confidently say that, man.
Yeah.
Because the Titans are planning to move on from him. Because I really think they are planning on moving on from him, like this offseason. It'd probably be better to get reps with guys with maybe Brandon Allen, maybe not Tim Boyle, but Brandon Allen. Maybe he gets reps with twos. Still, maybe Levis gets reps with twos. I don't know. It's tough because on one hand, I'm saying definitely they're trading him, because they need to trade him.
Right.
There's no need for him. No use for him on this roster anymore. On the other hand, it was like, what if they do keep him? He just ends up being the backup, man. Which. I don't know.
Is the best backup on our team right now. He's the best backup on the Tennessee Titans roster right now. Brandon Allen, I get he got experience in the system. He's not a good backup. Tim Boyle, we're not even going to get started on that. And then that only leaves us with Cam and with Levis. Now, I'm of the same thought process here. I think Levis is out here. I think there was some rumors during the draft week, even though they said it wasn't, that the people called about him. And this is why we brought it up, is because I think there are rumors that, and we'll talk about this too, that Kyle Pitts is looking to be traded. He's in the last year of the season, so the Falcons are looking at moving off from Kyle Pitts, who is like one of those huge ceiling, huge floor guys, but hasn't all put it all together, blah, blah, blah. But they're looking for a day 2 pick, and I saw musings and rumblings about, hey, let's give them Levis plus, like a 7th rounder or a 3rd rounder. I was like, man, I don't see Kyle Pitts being in the Tennessee Titans plans right now, because if we sign Kyle Pitts, you gotta sign him to an extension. So that's more money that we possibly don't have here, especially with Chig coming in his last year. You just picked up Gunnar Helm. You got Oda Kuya, you got DMR, who they kept, like I said, they kept 5 tight ends last year. And then you got Josh Wild, and I forgot who else they Nick Vanette's not on the team anymore. So
I don't think Vanette's here anymore.
yeah, so I mean, the tight end room is kind of crowded. Could it get more crowded? Yeah, because the only way I see Kyle Pitts coming here is if someone says, "Hey, Kyle, you're not a tight end, you're a wide receiver, and we need more bodies in the wide receiver room. So come on over here to Tennessee. We'll do a little we got a little experimentation because we got room and everything." But again, we got so many wide receivers right now. Like we have so many wide receivers, I can't see him even being considered. They keep putting us there, but yeah, I just don't.
No use with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't.
It's really no use.
Yeah, it's no use for that, and it's like almost like no use for Levis being the backup. Like I just can't. Like it's almost like it's like a scab. Like every time he talks or every time Ward looks a little off, it's just gonna be like some of those fans who are still out there supporting Will Levis are gonna peel that scab off. Oh man, you should have gave Levis another shot. Like I just want to avoid all that. I want to avoid
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And even then, like that's the stupid thing about this whole process that could come about anyways. Like if a guy isn't good, a rookie isn't blow your socks off good, which rarely happens by the way.
Right.
Then you should give him time to see if he's good or not, man. Don't just write him off 100% early, man, and just say he stinks. That's how you, first off, kill a kid's confidence, and two, instill yourself with too much or too many high expectations, man. So, we know how it is, though.
Yeah. I just, man, it's just like some things you can avoid, and I get the dilemma they're in, because you got to have somebody that wants Will to get on. We just can't cut him loose and get nothing back and things like that. Like, I don't.
Yep.
The Steelers, but I think Mason Rudolph has probably said, "Hey, don't bring him over here, dog. I can work out." But I will say this: we are in a better position at quarterback than they are, because right now they just
absolutely
got Mason Rudolph. Like somebody's going to bite, Like knock on wood, you don't want anybody to get injured, but training camp, we're going to see something happen. Very rarely do we see anything happen to quarterbacks in training camp, just because they're so protected. Like they don't do a lot of running, they don't get hit, but somebody's going to need a quarterback, and they're going to pull the trigger on Will Levis, and we're going to get something in return, and that'll be the end of the story for us on him, and we go from there. But since we was talking about that, it kind of led me to something. We got a lot of freaking wide receivers, dog.
We do.
And none of them are like blow your socks off good. Like we're gonna leave Calvin out of this. Calvin's not a part of this conversation. I know he's a wide receiver, but Calvin is literally the best wide receiver that we have on the Tennessee Titans. But after that, dog, we got A. Romano, we got DK, we got James Proche, who's more often going to be looked at like a special
teams guy. Yep.
But he's a wide receiver. He got Colton Dow. He's coming back off of IR. We haven't seen him at all. Maybe we've seen like a sliver of Colton Dow. So is he good? Is he better? You still got the I hate to call him a cockroach because that's not what he is.
Oh, he is.
But that's exactly what he is, because he cannot be killed off. Mason Kinsey. Got him. We got Restrepo out there. Who else? Jaquan Jackson. He's a wide receiver. Out there.
Van Jefferson, Tyler
Lockett. Like, that's right there, not counting Calvin Ridley. That's 9 freaking wide receivers, dog.
Yep.
Now, and I know last year, I think I mentioned in an earlier video that I did that I think we kept 7 wide receivers at one point. But
6 or 7. It was one of those two numbers.
I think it was like 6 or 7. But that's a lot. We might have to dedicate a whole podcast just to looking at the wide receiver room, bro. Because while I have concerns about other ones like the offensive line, linebackers, linebackers and wide receivers could be a whole maybe we're giving you insight into the next podcast that we do. Linebackers, backers, and receivers. Maybe it's Survivor who makes it out of there. I almost want to feel like just a rough guesstimate. I want to say we keep 7 wide receivers.
Yeah, 7's the sweet spot for me as well.
And Kinsey, Dowell, and Jaquan Jackson
on the way out.
Cause I didn't even
Or
mention Bryce Oliver.
Yeah, Bryce Oliver.
So Bryce Oliver's there too. He's like, so we gonna have a lot of practice. Like, I don't think we're gonna be picking up anybody unless something just blows our socks off. I think these are the wide receivers we going into the season with, and a lot of them going to be on the practice squad. Cause cause right then and there, that's 11. Is that 11? Is that 11 wide receiver? Let's count. We're gonna count really
in total, like the final roster and the practice squad.
No, I'm talking about just right now. Right now,
I think it is 11.
We got
Ridley,
A.O. Maynard,
Lockett, A.O. Maynard,
Lockett,
Van Jefferson, Bryce Oliver, Mason Kinsey,
Jaquan Jackson, James Proche,
DK, Restrepo, DK.
I didn't even mention him, so that's 10 right there.
Yeah, that's 10. Is there one more?
Dow, we didn't mention him.
Dow, yeah, that's 11.
Yeah, that's 11, and I think we might be missing one. But yeah, that's 11 wide receivers. Dog. 11 wide receivers, basically fighting for. No, I take it back. It's 10 wide receivers basically fighting for 6 spots.
Yep, realistically at this point.
Yeah. So because Calvin's gonna be here. Well, honestly, tell you the truth, I take it back. It's less spots than that because A.O. Maynard is gonna be here. He's going to be here. So you can almost. Like, unless A.O. Maynard is just has a Dorial Green Beckham type training camp. I know, flash from the past. Unless he has one of those type of training camps, bro. Well, and then again. Oh no, let's change that because Dorial Green Beckham did have some good training camps. He just couldn't put it together when we needed him to do it. If he has like some Justin Hunter type training camps where Van Jefferson's dad is calling him just another guy, then I don't see him not being on the roster. So you basically got 2 locks right now. Those are your 2 locks.
Ridley. What about Lockett?
Oh, so there's 3. There's 3 locks. There's 3 locks. So it's like I think we're gonna talk about this next weekend. But we can confidently say Lockett, Ridley, A.O. Maynard are going to be in that wide receiver run. Some form or fashion of wide receiver 1 through 7. So really, you got like 8 guys fighting for 5 spots. Yeah, like 5 spots. If that. And you figure James Proche may not count. Like, there's like a whole bunch of battles. We could probably talk about that. I think that's what we're gonna talk about next week. So look, we gonna delay it too much because we're gonna have to figure out this. Like, it feels like now backers feels like an easy problem to have, but wide receivers is there because I think the offense is the problem here, is the key things in here. But yeah, we got 3 locks, but we got to see who else walking the plank or is getting kicked off the island, some type of thing. We gonna get it down there. So all right, man, we're gonna wrap this joint up, man. It's good to see you, Trey, again. Get to see. Hey, look, man, I bought me a smoker. So Trey has inspired me. I bought me a smoker. It's electric because I'm lazy, but it still smokes. I still got to put wood chips in that thing. Still got to put wood chips in that thing. So yeah, but yeah, man, thanks for checking us out. Training camp. Oh, I told you. I didn't know if I told you about this, Trey. I'm gonna tell you. Tell everybody. I don't know if you saw the Titans Instagram. They coming out with like some little documentary thing that's coming out. On the 5th. So
this
week they got the sounds of Tennessee or something like that. I'm hyped. We might have to do an emergency pod. I don't know. We might have to throw an emergency video or something like that. I hope this is like a little reality show. If it's a reality show, I am going to be 10-toed down.
Damn, buddy.
You know, like Tyrone Biggins, man, y'all got any more of them sounds of Tennessee content? But yeah, man, so we're going to talk about that. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all locking in with us, man. Yeah, OTAs. We working it out. That way when the season come, we don't hit the rookie wall for y'all. We got we able to get these words out and these pods and these topics out with extreme justice. But it's OTAs, so we working it out too. So make sure you lock in to the channel, subscribe. Thanks to everybody that subscribe, lock in, make sure you hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. You know, you've been on YouTube long enough. You know what we need you to do.
Like and subscribe, man. Come on.
Like and subscribe.
Come on.
Baby. All right?
Come on.
So, until next time, I'm Bonafide, and that is my man Trey, and we out of here. Peace.